Okay. Play. Hello. Grim will not be joining us today, but that is just how it happens. So last time we left off, you all had recently you all put an end to the Black Spider, the man that was behind a lot of efforts to dog you throughout the your time in Phandalin. Finally bringing peace to this section of land that you've called your home. And afterwards, a relative calm washed over you. More and more dwarves and elves and humans alike flocked to Phandalin now that they heard that the Phandelver mines have been rediscovered, and the mines were brought back to life. Not back to its former glory, where magical weapons were being churned out in droves, but back to a sort of life. Minerals and magical minerals and mines have been being lifted from it, and wizards and dwarves are working together to try and respark the Sporja spells. But that is something that you all aren't really a part of. Throughout the 2 months, you all have done a number of things. Blanton started selling his own ale, making 2 different flavors or whatever the heck, brands, or I don't know, whatever the heck you call alcohol. I don't drink that much. But he made a decent lucrative business. Josephine got into making tattoos for the people who are interested. Mandardist opened his own shop. Okara left the manor for a bit and left on several occasions and came back, smile all aflutter and pocket significantly heavier. Signa spent no small amount of time training with his new pet, and Thrysis spent a good amount of time praying, devout to his god, and building a shrine in the garden of the manor. Grim took his leave, saying that there was something for him to do, and you haven't seen him in 2 months. You're a little worried, but you know the old dwarf can handle himself. So, we arrive on a crisp early morning in autumn. The season had changed just last month. You all have gotten used to your lives in the manor. You hired some guards who you now pay with the money from the tattoo business, the ale business, and the potion shop business that you all collectively run. Joe is once again scorned from the pet business as
Bastards.
Okara is now has a pet snake she keeps in her room that she milks for venom.
I'm perfectly okay with that. She can have all the snakes she wants.
Thank you.
All yours, girlfriend.
Thanks.
Jack the lynx has adapted well to life. He lazes around in his room with Signa and goes out the train with him every now and then. And we come in on this morning, on a typical morning for you all, as you all wake up and go about your daily business. So what do you all do?
I'm gonna get up and cover Pet so I don't have to really look at him. And then I'm just gonna walk out.
I'm gonna walk out with the potions I have made, and as I see everybody throughout the day, just hand them their potion to say, "Hey, this is for you for whenever the time needs it, if we ever need to again." And then
so
Grimm's, I'm just gonna put it inside of his room.
Oh, thank you.
Clink.
Thanks.
You see, as you are walking about, you see out on patrol, or essentially just walking around the perimeter, one of your new guards, Rose Harrow. She's a human. She's a human woman. Uh, Pale skin, fiery red hair, freckles and green eyes. Seems to be in her early to mid 20s, carrying a
Is she
spear
hot?
on her back. I mean, depends on what you consider my explanation as hot.
Is she like the fucking big warrior chick from Game of Thrones?
No, think more Meredith, but if Meredith wasn't a princess but a warrior instead.
So Meredith.
Yeah,
you
but
mean
not
Merida?
Right, Meredith.
Merida,
I'm
whatever.
not, I'm not that well versed with Game of Thrones. I just know who the big chick is because she played Phasma.
No, Merida is from Brave, dear.
I've never seen that.
Well,
Big
like
yourself.
Merida
Shame
is
upon you.
she was a princess though, and this one's just a normal commoner that grew up and became a sword for hire. So like I said, fiery red hair pulled back into a ponytail that frizzes up at the end. A spear on her back and a shield on her arm. She's wearing typical chain shirt armor. She sees you walking around. She says, "Hey, boss."
Oh, she said that to me.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Oh, you know, same old, same old.
Anything fun?
I'm planning on fighting Zark later tonight. Like, you know, training. Maybe me and Nyla will finally get a hit on him. Zark is one of the night shift workers, essentially, for your guards. He's asleep right now. He is this big, burly, half-orc male, about like 6 to almost 7 feet tall, just covered in tattoos, and he doesn't really wear armor, and he has a massive great axe that he wields.
I'll tell
Is
her.
he hot?
It depends on your definition of hot and my
I
explanation.
I sense romance.
Two heavy tusks and bald. He doesn't have any hair.
I mean, like mother, like daughter.
I'll tell her if she knocks him on his ass once, she'll get 10 extra gold.
I'll give it a try, but Zark, I mean, that bastard, he is a tough one. He's like it's like trying to knock down a shipwreck house.
I mean, I don't disagree with you, but I'm just saying I could probably do it, just not the
Well, it's
same
because
way.
you, like, she like jabs you playfully with like her shield. It's because you got magic, man.
Still can do it.
Some of us only have our 2 feet and a spear.
I mean, that's on you. You can learn magic.
I prefer. She like taps her. She grabs her spear and slams it onto the ground. I prefer something I can hold. Anyway, see it around, and she goes off back to her
Ooh.
rounds.
I'm gonna cast minor illusion and make
Oh,
it
no.
sound like the big guards walking up and yelling at her from a distance.
You mean Zark or the
Zark.
head?
No,
Zark's
no,
the or the head guard.
actually, yeah, the head guard. That'd be funnier.
The head guard's Elixian Wildcut. He is a half elf. Long, silky black hair. Tied into like a warrior's wolf. He's tied into a warrior's wolf tail. He carries dual scimitars, and when he wants to fight people at range, he throws daggers. So he has like a bunch of daggers on his belt that he just picks up and throws. So what do you make? What do you make the voice of Alexian say?
Quit standing around jaw jacking and get back to work.
You hear Alexian's voice. Oi! Quit jaw jacking around and get back to work. And like Rose like stops, looks around, looks back at you, and she's like, "Fucking bastard." And she like just goes back to her patrol.
I'm gonna make sure. Well, I'm gonna also go make sure that Sparky's fed and I get
Spark-
fed.
Sparky's fed. You have your own little, essentially like a cat nest. You know, one of those big cat things. You have
Oh,
essentially
okay.
that made for him. Just chilling around.
I'm good with that.
He eats and he's fed as well. The servants do their job. They're all everyone's sort of used to everyone's presence nowadays.
Oh, so Sky's used to the fact that Mendaris works naked now?
Well, not used to the fact, more like avoids it at all costs.
Nobody's used to that, dear.
Nobody.
a lock was installed against your own will on your
On the outside.
on the outside.
One of those occupied, unoccupied signs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magic Mike, Magic Mandardus.
Essentially, like no one enters the study. You have to like you have to work hard to not do this habit at your shop because you don't want to scare away customers. Or, your 7-year-old apprentice.
Yeah, that's not good. Speaking of the shop, well, I'm gonna start making my way to my shop while everybody else is doing their thing.
No problem. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about or do?
Yes.
oh.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So, I don't know, Thrasis, if the DM mentioned anything to you, but so at some point over the 2 months, we did get the curse taken off from the axe. So,
Not from the axe, from you. The axe is still cursed.
from me. No, like from me. So, so in that, so Joe would go over and talk with Okara about it. And so this morning, while Mandardus is flirting with the guards, of course, Joe's gonna kind of go over to Okara's room, try to find her wherever she's at.
I am
Maybe.
actually in my bedroom. I've gotten dead mice from the area, and I'm feeding my pet.
And by feeding, Okara means she's slowly lifting the lid
and tossing that sucker in.
and tossing it in.
Mage hand from across the
I'm just kind of like,
This snake she has captured from the wild and now holds it against its will, milking its venom for her own personal gain. Still very squeamish about feeding it to ensure that it's still alive to provide venom.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Speaking of which, the number of rats within the manor has steadily decreased as rats are being fed to Icky.
That'd help.
Also, Jack
Oh my God.
finds a stray rat every now and then to nom on,
So
as well as Sparky. You have a lot of pets that eat rats.
this fucking girl.
Rat carcasses are quite a casual thing to find.
I mean, at least we don't have a rat problem, right? That's a good thing. Keep our food fresh.
That's right. So yes, I'm sitting in my room.
No, you're fine. So, Okara, can we kind of have a talk? Or are
Sure.
you busy?
Come on in. Would you like to see my new pet?
Not really.
Me neither, but here he is. And I'll toss the rat in. Go ahead and close it and be like, what's up?
So with the whole curse thing, and I know we're headed out to go see Thrasis' family and everything, and it's really got me thinking.
That has not happened yet, at all.
Oh, that hasn't. Oh, right. Okay. Well,
Because
anyway,
it was like
so
it was a
ignore
flash in the
that.
future. It was a flash in the future kind of thing.
Okay, well, ignore that part then. So
Okay.
just with the whole curse thing, it's about talking with my dad and stuff, and it's been a while, and I was wondering if you'd go into town with me and pick out some new journals and maybe send my old one to my dad and just kind of, let him know I'm doing good and
Sure.
family.
I'll go with you. Not a problem. And real quick before we go, I actually was out and about over the last couple months, and I actually picked a couple gifts up, and I picked one up for you. And I pull out just a little tiny necklace that has like a metal bear paw. And I'm like, I found this, and I thought maybe you would like that.
I give
were
her a
talking
big
about
bear hug.
Thank you.
I put it on.
But yeah, I'll definitely go to town. Let me just finish tossing this last rat in. So I'm lifting it up again, holding my head away. Oh God! And
I'm like
toss it in.
standing by the door, like, let's go, get it away.
And cover it back up. I'm like, okay, I just need to see Blanton before we take.
We go stop to see Blanton's.
So
catch me walking down the hall, getting ready to go down to the basement to check on Grom, who is my cousin, who's going to take care of the brewery while we're out doing our stuff. So I'm walking down the hall.
hey, Blanton, come here.
What I do now?
Oh, nothing. I brought something back from my shopping trip when I was gone, and I actually happened to find your favorite bottle of whiskey. So I handed it to him. I'm like, so I found it on my way, and I thought, have it.
Woo-hoo-hoo, yeah. Has my package came back at this point in time?
No, it hasn't.
Okay. Well, I've got something to do too. As soon as freaking mail comes through, you know how that thing.
What? What'd you get?
You-
Okay. So I pat him on the head. I'm like, well, enjoy your whiskey. I'm heading to town with Joe.
Good enjoy.
Pat him on the head.
I'm gonna go downstairs and pray.
All right. For the sake of brevity, you get your mail sent and your curse removed by Thrysis. Also, Joe, you
Yes.
need to give me your relationship with your father, so I know how
I
to
put it
react
in
to
my.
this.
I already sent it to you.
Have you? Because I haven't gotten
Yes.
it.
Look in your private messages. I sent you the papers. I took pictures.
Oh, the paper. Okay.
Yeah, it's everything.
I didn't realize it was paper. I was expecting you to put it in
I
Roll20.
haven't gotten there yet. That takes
Expecting it in
effort.
Roll20. I apologize for not seeing the paper, but it's still paper in a picture.
It is still paper in a picture. I handwrite shit. I'm old school.
Not a problem. Anyway,
So real quick, you said mail sent. I'd sent that back when we got back from fighting the dragon.
No, he's talking about. What Joe does is, since she's been away from her dad, she takes about a year, like 6 months or so, to fill journals. And so she takes those journals and ships them back to her dad, and they're just journals about like what's going on and what she's done, and of course it puts in the dragon in there and everything. But she sends she sends the journals back to her dad so he can kind of see like how she's doing and everything, because she just up and left in the middle of the night. So
Gotcha.
yeah, but she doesn't leave any return address, so he has no idea where she's at.
anyway. Eventually, time it comes to lunch, and everyone gathers within the central area, and you delivered a meal from your cook Kyra and your cook Nazira and her assistant Kyra. And as you're eating, there is a knock on essentially the dining room door, as it seems like Dawn has just, as she does, unceremoniously just decided to let herself in. Yo.
Hi, Dawn.
Got a message from you from the Lord's Alliance.
Proceed.
Mail's come in for a lot of you. Package for
Yep.
A package for Blanton. Some order from Cigna, and most importantly, a letter for old Thrysis. The mail's being held at the Lord's Alliance. You guys are more than welcome to come by up at the keep at Old Cragmaw Castle and pick it up whenever you desire.
Wait, aren't you supposed to deliver the mail?
It is, she sort of scratches like her head. It's above my pay grade to deliver some of this stuff.
Interesting.
Fancy.
Mainly because a lot of you didn't leave, some of you didn't leave return addresses or anything like that. So they just sort of ended up in the Lord's Alliance's care. Thankfully, they know you guys, so.
Would Dawn know anything about the letter I sent, or the stuff what I sent?
Oh yeah, and there's something for Mendardus as well. She wouldn't know. You guys, if you ever gave it to her to deliver, you gave it to her in an enclosed envelope, and she just sort of ran off with it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's up to you whether or not you trust her to not read the mail she's carrying.
Well, I mean, find out she did, we're gonna have issues.
I mean, it's up to you to find out whether or not she did. Anyway,
Check. No.
I mean,
Well, don't ask Joe to do that.
but she delivers that that message. Is like I said, that stuff is being held at the Lord's Alliance Keep at Cragmaw. Whenever you guys want to go in and check in on it.
Got everything I need. I'm ready to roll out when y'all are.
You
Let's
guys
go get our shit.
Yeah, because Thrisis, didn't she say that it was something important from your family?
Sounded like it.
All right, well let's go see what this is.
Yeah, go.
Right. So, with the interest of time, it is a few days travel to Cragmaw. So you guys pack up, tell your servants that you're heading out for a bit. Tell your employees to run the shop while you're gone. And they say it's completely fine.
Yeah, of course they'd say that.
It's what they're paid to do.
Yeah.
I tell what's his nuts?
Which one?
Jory. I tell him not to not to break anything and make sure the shop's clean for when I get back.
The little halfling's like, no problem, boss. Lily, your cashier's like, I'll keep an eye on him, and don't worry, Zane is Zane will keep the antitoxin flowing. You hear the sort of muffled agreement from Zane in the back of the potion maker. Count on me, boss. And you hear a small explosion. Don't worry about that. Personal project.
Competence.
And
I love it.
I'm gonna ask Sky if she toss or have somebody toss some of the extra rats and keep my pet's head gone.
Of course, mistress. I will do just that. Are you taking Jack with you, or are you planning on leaving him behind? Signa?
No, he's coming with.
Of course.
He's my homie.
Jack follows suit.
Come on, Jack.
Meow.
Perfect
Yeah.
voice impersonation.
I don't know. Anyway, Jack follows. He is he's a little shit sometimes, but he listens when is commanded and fights as needed. It takes you a couple of days, but eventually you find yourself at the restored Cragmaw Castle. Now the walls that were once filled with holes have been patched, some with stone, some with wood, some with thatch. But it is restored. There's a small little hustle and bustle as there are several people milling about. You guys have been here a couple of times to do minor jobs to keep money still flowing. As you all come in, a few of them like wave to you and give you their respect as higher members of the Lord's Alliance. It's like, hey, how's it going?
Pretty
They're all
good.
just
How about yourself?
milling about until eventually a sort of like an androgynous looking individual, kind of hard to tell what gender they are, and you recognize him as Alex Fierro. You recognize them as Alex Fierro, Signa's newly appointed right hand. They walk up to you. He's like, "It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to see you all again. Master Sildar is waiting up for you in the tallest in the war room." with your deliveries.
When did I lose my other right hand?
What was that?
I said, when did I lose my other right hand? If he's my new one.
Oh my goodness. It's not Signa, but Sildar is what I meant to say.
Take us to him.
All right, come on, follow with. They lead you upstairs, and he opens the door. He's like, "Hey, boss, they're here." Sildar is like reading something, and he has like a world map splayed out in front of him. Well, not a world map, a map of just the country in general splayed out in front of him. He's like, "Oh, good friends, come in, come in. It's a pleasure as always to see you all. I have a couple of items that made our way to us. Apparently, they're supposed to be delivered to you."
I'm gonna go ahead and snag
Alright.
my letter.
Alright. To Blanton, a heavy a letter from your cousin says, "Dear Blanton, thank you for the challenging materials that you gave with, as well as the payment. I have made the weapon you requested, and I believe that it is up to your specifications. Not quite sure what you would want with something so sinister, but there you are.
It's
I
a
expect
fart
that-
gun, isn't it?
I expect that favor to be returned in
Dotgun. Dotgun.
I respect that favor to be returned in full upon my request of it."
You see a big grin coming across Blanton's face, and he turns around and he just chucks the package to Okara.
Right?
Here's that gift I was talking about.
Is it a fart gun?
Should
It's
be
a
in your
fart gun,
magic
isn't
items.
it?
What's this?
It should be in magic items.
Where is that?
It should be in magic items and handouts.
Okay.
Hand out.
Next is a weapon for Mr. Signa.
I'll take that, please. Pointy in first.
It is a pitch black sword that is cold to the touch, almost like, stinging hot cold.
It's my favorite kind of pitch. Black. I'll take it.
Damage 90/20.
Oh my god, this is so awesome.
It can only be used once per day, like that.
What, the fart gun? It can only be used for damage each once per day?
Yes.
Is that what we're referring
Anyway,
to?
for no, for
That's necrotic, too.
yes, necrotic damage. No,
Like fucking
I'm talking about Okara's weapon. For your Signa, yours just exists. Yours just does that
It just
automatically.
exists.
Tell them
I'm
that
literally
I
going to
exist.
give Blanton a huge hug for this.
Thristis. So
Oh.
Mendardis. We'll start off with Mendardis. Mendardis, your letter reads. It's from your mother. It reads, my young Tilthana.
What a bitch ass name.
It is good to hear that you are well. I miss you so, despite the complications that arose back when you were younger. I hope you have gotten more control over your abilities, because it seems that we might need to call upon them. The cults from the south have been ever so pushing up further north. They grow closer to our doorstep with each passing day, and I am worried. The governments of the town say that there's nothing to worry about. That should any need arise, the town shall be magically protected. But these people, they're adamant. Their leader, he's pushing forward. They're searching for something. They're searching for people. People are getting kidnapped. Words of kidnappings, missing people. And the cults from the south just tearing their way through increases every day. I hope you stay safe. That is your letter. Thrisis.
What's up?
It is a letter from. It is a letter from your temple that you went to. Acolyte Thrisis. Word has reached the temple of your exploits in the north. You have our respect. You have done well in the name of Sothis. The Imperator Monastery and its rule, with your help, and as well as all the other acolytes, shall spread far and wide. However, great dark tidings have come upon the monastery. We find ourselves under siege from cults from the south. And with this, from someone we are calling many of our acolytes back. We wish for you to help join us in protecting the monastery. As someone who has someone who has helped protect the town of Phandalin to the north, we hope you return back south to your brothers and sisters in arms to help defend the place of Holy Land. Yours truly, Brother Arkham. So, Solar asks, I hope you all are... He looks towards Mandartis and Thrasis. Some of you seem a bit more tense, but I hope you all are fine. I hope you are all pleased with your gifts and letters.
Very.
I'm sure Thrisis probably does, but do I know which cult it was? Or anything about the cult?
Roll a religion check.
Ooh, I actually know that.
It's a blue oyster
I
cult.
also would like to roll a religion check or whatever to figure out what cult has been fucking with my dudes.
Go ahead, roll a religion check.
7.
7. You're like, cults. There's a lot of cults in the world.
Cult
Ponies.
of a cult that calls culty.
Kind of hard to pin
Might be more.
down. I don't see anything. It might be lagging. Oh, there it is. 12.
Bullshit.
From the south. So here, let me bring up the world map.
It's the Indianapolis cult.
I like this. I don't think we've seen this before.
No, we haven't.
Look at that. Oh, those topography symbols. That's
This is the country you are in right now. To the south lies the Borderlands or the Beastlands, a savage country ruled typically by warlords. The border is typically protected by these 4 camps right here. Camp Estival, Camp Vernal, Camp Heimal, and Camp Autumnmal. These 4 camps typically keep invading forces at bay, but they're not infallible. A common cult or common religious practice done within the Badlands is a dragon cult, worshipping the broken god.
These motherfuckers again, really?
There's, if you all look, you all should see the names of each area, and there's a ledger to the far right. Also, there's more to the map. It's just, you guys are currently looking at the most notable locations. There are, like, smaller towns and encampments and little villages that the map doesn't have on it. You're just looking at major locations and locations you would know, like the monastery and Balosar, those are areas that you guys would know. Highcrest right here, that's the capital. Port Blackrock, that's something some people would know.
I'm going to.
That little person right there is the party token. That's your current location.
Ooh, party token.
I'm gonna. After reading my letter,
Actually, you'd be here now because you moved to Cragmaw.
Whee!
But after reading my letter from my mother, I'm going to look at everybody and say, I hate to do this after so many years, but I have to return home to make sure my family's okay.
I mean, can we go with? We'll beat up the family people that hurt your family.
Well, I don't know if any harm's come yet. The letters from my mother, and she speaks of some kind of cult. I don't know what, but she says some kind of cult from the south is threatening the borders.
Well, Thrice is
I
where,
also received
where
a
do we
letter
have to go for you?
saying that my temple has been threatened by some kind of cult.
It's
Well,
the same cult.
Where's
Could
your
be.
temple?
The southeast.
Is that the Sun Imperator monastery?
Indeed, it is.
So the way I see it, we can hit both.
I mean,
I would,
Figure out where to split up as we get closer.
or we could not split up and try to stay together. Hit
I
one
mean-
and then the other.
I mean, if Thrices, if you want to go to your monastery to be there, I'll make the wide route out to home and I can meet up with you guys, or meet up with you down there.
I'm not opposed to helping out my friends when in their times of need.
As
wait.
for what's I'm looking for what's I'm looking for? Mandartis, your letter had the tones of she's worried. There's news on the horizons of people going missing, and she's just wanting you to stay safe, and she's worried about future tidings and what might happen.
Oh, so
Same.
nothing's happened. 100%.
Nothing's happened. Yeah,
Okay.
she's just worried. She's worried, and she wants you to stay safe. And and she says there might be a time in the future we'll have to call upon you. Thrice's, his letter said that they are under siege.
Oh, okay, so yeah, straight to the monastery then.
Let's head that way.
Definitely.
All right.
Let's walk 500 miles.
Well, we got horses, man. We got horses.
I would walk 500 miles.
I would walk
500 more.
So the quickest you all can choose to take the path around the hills, but the quickest way, typically, especially from Phandalin, if you want to go swing back to Phandalin, grab any supplies that you all want, but the quickest way is through the Worm Spine, a path cutting through the hills and mountain paths of
I want to
southern.
go that way just because it sounds cool.
Yeah, you gotta take like Death Valley or
Did we learn nothing from Onward, guys?
Yeah.
It's
The Balrog's
never.
rectum,
The safest.
the goblin's testicle,
God.
whatever the coolest,
The most obvious
Path
path is
name.
never the right path.
The
Come on,
ogres.
guys.
always
Rotted
the
them.
right path.
You guys take your time, head back to Phandalin, gather your supplies, gather your cart, and your horses, and
And their Nesbert. And their Nesbert.
what?
Nesbert.
Nesbert? Oh
Ram.
yeah. Leading the cart is I believe the fourth pet of the group that Joe doesn't
Oh.
own is
Fuck off,
the
guys.
giant goat that belongs to Blanton. Nesbert.
Goats.
It's a ram. And it's a steed.
Nesbit.
As you are all as you all are getting ready to load up, Sky, like comes up holding the rations that you all requested and loads it into the cart. She's like, well, I do not. I suppose this is what happens when you have adventurers from employees. I hope you all are safe and return to us alive. Speaking of which, is there any set time period we should, like if we don't come back after so long, think we're dead?
Nope.
Look,
We are literally
The-
immortal. We will never die.
the
So,
heroes never die. Every movie should teach you this.
I'll look at her and say, we'll be
How are
safe,
we
thank
paying
you,
them
and pat her on the
while
back.
we're
We
gone?
don't sell any of our shit to the
You're-
Sacco back in.
I subtracted from the earnings of your shop. That just like because you have employees that run it while you're gone. I like from now on, as opposed to subtracting it from your guys's personal purses. I just subtracted from your earnings, and then your earnings are just what you got minus the amount it takes to pay for all your employees.
And they live at our estate, right?
They
Yep.
do. Yes, they live inside of
Okay.
it.
So I'll just tell her
Mm.
that she can kind of clean it every once in a while, make sure it's not too terrible. And then
Of course.
if
right.
we come back, then keep up on the daily.
Yeah, put some flowers
As
on
long
the
as she's
shit.
getting, as long as our shops are turning profit, then she'll keep getting paid.
Oh yeah, like so long as the employees are still getting paid, they will still stick around. Your guards are there to protect the place from thieves. Your workers will keep it essentially from gathering dust.
Perfect.
I'm gonna look at Sky and like, here, I'm gonna reach my pocket and give her 3 gold and be like, this is for taking care of my pet. I know it's not gonna be, and we'll see you soon.
She nods and puts the she takes a bow and is like, of course, and puts the gold away. Be safe on your journey. We will all miss you, some more than others. But she says that with a sly smile, like knowing that she's joking. Although I will certainly say I will not miss Master Mendardus walking around his study.
I just
Oh,
smile
you
at
know
her.
you love it, Sky.
That will be a well-deserved reprieve.
You think you got it bad? We got to camp with them.
But
We
do
should have
stay-
a painting commissioned.
do stay safe. And with that,
The
Before we leave, I'm gonna
sorcerer or hose.
Hopefully
just
he'll
visit
realize that if
Grom
he
in,
walks
in
around.
the basement and say, "Brew well, cousin. I'll see you when we get back."
A couple
no
points
problem.
of privilege.
Nothing wrong. Hope you don't mind me testing each cask to make sure that it's up to par.
That's nothing left. Gotta taste test the good.
And with the cart is off, and you are all off. So
Quick question.
it is a go ahead.
Is there time to attune to something?
Yeah, of course. It is. It's like half a day's travel from here to the beginning of the Worm Spine, and the Worm Spine is about a day's worth of travel to get through.
Okay, can I work to attune to the cold sword?
The cold sword doesn't. The cold iron sword doesn't require attunement.
Yes,
It's
it
just
says while, it says not by the description. It says while you're attuned to this weapon, it deals an extra D4
Oh, yeah.
necrotic damage.
Yeah.
And then what's the actual damage for it to add on to my thingy me?
It's a long sword, so here I'll add it for you. Speaking of which, do you need me to add the dragon bone sword to you, Akara?
Yeah, I was actually just gonna ask.
Here, hold on. Let me bring up Oh, that's his token, not his character sheet.
Someone finally got a dragon bone. Dragon bone.
I love it. Awesome.
Long sword.
Can I just sit on Signa?
While I do this, is there anything you all, as you all take the time to make your way to
Jack Slapper.
the beginning of the worm spine would like to discuss.
So, talking to Thrice, so what do we know about these issues going on back in your neck of the woods?
I'm assuming they're the dragon cult, but that's all I can guess.
Who's the dragon cult?
The same ones we dealt with in the forest after we fought the dragon.
They're the assholes that wanted me.
Good. I
Cool.
feel like I got enough revenge on those jackasses.
This is gonna be fun. This
That's
is
my
gonna
best
be
guess.
fun.
It might be wrong.
I, for one, hope you're right.
Yeah, me too. I love smacking down smaller and
Heretics.
heretical cults.
You called me a fucking insect.
Deus Vult, Deus Vult, Deus Vult.
I heard there was heresy, so I came as fast as I could.
If that gets a +1 to attack and damage rolls. Wait, am I reading that right?
Yeah, you're right.
That should be
Did
a 7.
Did I not add that? Maybe.
That's a beast ass sword.
Excuse me.
You okay
I'm
there?
doing a lot of stuff. So you all eventually, at the end of the day, you all make your way towards the mouth, essentially, of the great the worm spine. And you make camp. So what do? Like, who's taking first watch, essentially?
I'll take first watch. I want to play with my sword.
I'll
Not that sword.
My.
Oh my!
I'll tell
Take
Nesbert.
me.
I'll tell Nesbert to kind of roam like a perimeter pattern around our camp overnight.
Claps
Tell the
it.
pussy to stay away from the sword.
Claps it. Jack takes watch with you. So roll me a perception check. Signa.
I was playing with my sword too much. Natural 1.
Natural 1?
Yeah.
So it was that sword.
Nothing was out there. Nothing for mine.
Fucking if.
Yep. Nothing for Miles.
The
Um,
wrong way.
So who watches next?
I see a camp.
I
with
can-
that-
Okara, I was gonna say I'll take the next watch.
I
with
can, 'cause I
Okara
only
if you
have-
wanna.
Meditate for 4 hours.
So yeah, like if someone else takes like the next watch, the 2 elves can be up for the remainder of the sleep. So I just need one other person to take watch.
I'll take watch.
Robots.
You've gone robot Joe.
Okara.
Oh, okay.
I'm not even talking.
Oh,
Or when you said you take the.
Oh,
It took so long to kick.
fine.
anyway, so
God
are
damn
you
it.
taking? Here's the image. So you say you take watch before Okara.
I said I'll take watch with Okara.
The issue is like the elves are in a trance, so they are in a trance for 4 hours as opposed to the 8. So really just needs to be one more watch, and then Okara and Mandardus can be up for the remainder of the sleep.
Got it. Yeah, I'll take it. That's fine.
All right, roll a perception check. Are you doing it alone, or is anyone helping her?
Do they
From
get any kind of benefit from Nesbert roaming the perimeter?
I rolled Nesbert's perception check. Don't worry.
I guess it's a. So did you roll? If I had Jack with me, since he's got advantage on perception checks.
Yeah, Jack can sniff to keep an ear out, essentially.
All right, let me
So roll.
roll for him to. This wisdom +2.
Okay, so you said perception.
What? That's a 1 too.
Perception.
It's a 1 and a 2.
Nice.
That's a one. No, one as well.
Who?
You got 2 1s?
Yeah.
Time to retire that dice, buddy.
I'm gonna. My thought is I'm gonna keep using it because it can't possibly hit that again.
That's okay. I got a 24, so we're good.
But Jack is essentially just like he's
Ooh, wait. Panther has advantage on wisdom check. Hold on, that was first one. 13 plus 2.
He's a lynx, but I used a panther.
What
Stat
is-
block.
He's a panther at heart. He
Yeah.
identifies as a panther. So
I identify as a dragon.
15.
15?
Yeah.
He's lazy.
Oh, wait. His perception is +4. I'm sorry. 17.
17. He's like Jack's like sort of lazing around with you, his ears, but his ears and nose are still perked up. Eventually, he watches it. He lifts his head and goes.
What is it, boy? What is it, Jack?
You turn and you see, because you still got a low perception check. It's hard for you to see, but because Jack pointed it out for you, you see a lumbering shadow in the distance within the worm spine.
Quick, guys, there's a shadow of a tree.
Eventually, Joe. So what did you get, Joe?
24.
24. Oh, okay. Not bad. You as well see shadows and movements in the distance, but you chalk it up to animals because nothing comes to bother you as your shift goes on without issue. Eventually, Mandartis and Okara both come out of their trances, and you two take the remaining of the watch, unless there's anything you would like to do while awake instead of keep watch.
I'll just keep watch.
I will too.
All right, roll perception checks, both of you.
Ooh.
Sign.
So I'm rolling perception as well. Or what?
No, you're asleep. You're asleep right now.
Oh, okay.
21.
But as you're, hold on, 21. Once again, your night passes by without issue. Hold on, as I get creepy music, fantasy, as I look up some music. While I look up some accompaniments.
Do, 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 do,
Could
do,
I
do,
have
do, do.
He had it as
fucking,
cord.
Sparky
sword.
do
Oh, I can't
flyovers,
hear
or
you.
does he actually have to sleep the full 8?
He has to sleep the full 8.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I don't want to disturb his sleep.
So, Signa,
Yes.
you dream, and your mind flashes back to what you think was a time before Blackrock. It's hard to tell. Any time before Blackrock is murky and just hard to pin down. You're on a ship to the south, as Blackrock is one of the most southernmost piers. You're going about your typical duties until eventually a heavy fog rolls through, and a ship painted black on its side, save for one shock of white, a picture of 5 dragon heads, all severed at the base of the neck. The waves begin to roar. Magic. It seems like this is the shift between this fog and the roaring waves is too fast, too quick. It's not natural. You're pulling at the ropes, trying to keep the sails, right. People are unfurling water. You see someone come up and grab you. He says, "Signa, I need you with me." It's a tall, burly man, human that looks like a scimitar at his side, and you all run to the side as the black ship gets closer, and ropes are thrown. Figures board the ship, and you and your crewmates fight. People fall, but they're not killed. They seem to be knocked unconscious. Eventually, you and your partner fall too, and through the dim light behind your eyelids, you watch as figures descend upon you, pick you up, and pull you closer towards their black ship. And that's where the dream ends as you wake up with your comrades. So everyone wakes up. What do you do?
I'm gonna talk to Thrysis and find out what all he knows about the cult. Like if there's any more information in the letter.
I'm gonna go over and pet Sparky really quick.
Sparky's gotten used to you. He lets you tentatively pet him.
I also throw a bit of a snack, some beef jerky to Jack.
Jack eats it up happily.
DM, do I know anything more about the cult?
Other than what I have, I gave you information about. Actually, no, you rolled the information about the broken god last time. Roll a religion check.
I'm gonna give Sparky his meat and have him do a flyover. Just to see.
Go ahead. Roll perception for Sparky as he takes off and swoops around.
This will be Sparky.
The lands to the south have many interesting and one would call cults who worship beings that would lead to powers that many would believe are unnatural.
He's got fucking advantage on that. God damn it. 18 for Sparky.
I'll get back to that in a second.
Yep.
They worship the church, the cult of the broken god. Believe that bringing this beast. What the fuck is this? I looked up fantasy mountain music, not rave music.
It's a mountain rave.
What the heck?
I mean, that's you got the vendor tent where we're hanging out at, so it kind of fits. And then the magic.
Turn it back on.
This is my jam.
Hell yeah.
This is already naked.
I pull out
Anyway,
my laser pointer and start playing Jack.
Anyway, they are of the belief that this being needs to be brought back to life to grant them power beyond belief. And doing so will help unite essentially their sect of the world, the Badlands that are ruled via warlords.
Did they send any symbols? Like, with that letter, say like, hey, this is the symbology of their cult?
No, they didn't.
Okay.
So, as Sparky does a flyby, he sees nothing. He sees hills and the steep path throughout the worm spine, but he also sees several lumbering shapes as like big hands breach their way through nearby caves and look out and about. But he comes back, and the current pathway seems clear. Sparky can only go so far.
Right. I let everybody know there's something in the caves up ahead. They have massive hands. I don't know what they are, but there's something there.
Let's go play in the caves.
Well, if they have big hands, they have big something else.
You know what they say about big hands, guys.
Big feet. You know what they say about big feet? Big hands.
Big socks.
Big shoes.
Anyway,
Big noses.
Big toes.
you all make your way through the
Big butts.
big.
Welcome to our ADHD edition of.
We're definitely getting the golden snitch tonight.
Oh shit! I just watched all the Harry Potter movies. Don't fuck with me.
Both together.
I'm gonna have Nesbert like walk up towards the cave.
Do you like the caves are a bit further inland? And I mean, if you want to, you certainly can.
We need to get to this monastery. if it's under siege currently. Who knows if they're still under siege or if it's overran or what.
Tally ho!
And
So y'all-
regulators, yeah.
Make your way through. Eventually, 1 second. AC save. Doing something real quick. Don't mind me. Talk amongst yourself.
As
I
we're
just want to
going
make sure
on.
this isn't correct.
Hello,
It's saying,
ourselves.
on the Cold Iron Longsword, 1d4 plus 3 necrotic damage. That I shouldn't add that plus 3, correct?
The D4 it doesn't have additions to it. It's
Okay,
just
that's
the
what I
t-
figured.
basic
It's
damage.
written in the thing. I'll edit it real quick.
Oh, why didn't it? That's weird. I guess it must have added the strength by itself. It does that
Gotcha.
sometimes. There we go. I fixed it.
Alright.
Anyway, here we are. I'm going to drag you all to here.
Uh-oh.
You all are down here. As you all
Looks like fun.
as you all make your way through the Blanton, Josephine. Feel free to move your tokens about as you wish.
You made that sound really French. Josephine.
Josephine.
Oh, je suis Josephine.
Oh, shut up.
Anyway.
Quoi? Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Hein?
That's Jack. There he is.
I'm actually gonna have Jack try and, sensing that something might potentially come, I'm gonna just have Jack stealth as much as possible, or like kind of maintain naturally stealthy.
He's a large beast, so yeah. It typically. So there is. I guess you don't need the horses because Nesbert would probably, as a large beast, would probably be the only one you need to lead the cart.
I'm a small beast. He's a small beast.
No, I'm talking about the giant goat.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, he's not.
AKA Signa. No.
Eventually, as you all are,
Says the orc.
you all reach a part within the worm's spine. Why are you all up there? You're down here.
Wait,
Where?
what?
Oh. Where?
Duplicates.
Oh. Why
Why are you guys
are we
all down
heading
there?
north
What
or are we
doing
heading
up there?
south?
This is just what's I'm looking for. This is just
It's a road,
Right.
guys. Shut
This
up.
doesn't show.
North
Just like our travel.
Direction has no bearing here.
This is just where you are. Like all things considered, this is south, going this way.
Oh.
Your south is up.
But you all reach a part where there are several broken carts, crates lying around, and you're like, huh. And then,
Huh.
like, as you're all looking
Totally
through,
legit.
Jack lets out this loud growl, and you all look as the sun is blotted out by a massive rock that is heading your way. Thankfully, Jack's growl alerted you all, and you managed to pull the cart out of the way as a stone lands. And coming from the like the hills surrounding you are two massive hill giants, one male and one seemingly female, though they kind of look the same.
Potentially.
See, guys, I told you there was something.
Kind of hard to tell.
Now, are they coming from the south? Okay. Up south.
They're coming from the south north. Up
And with
down.
that, we roll initiative.
Now, so do I roll for me and Jack? Correct.
Yes, Jack goes on your initiative essentially. You tell him what to do.
Okay.
He has his own action, reaction stuff to do.
Gotcha.
19 for Mandardus.
Did I have something for
20.
Nesbert too?
No, Nesbert goes on you. You mount him. He goes on your initiative.
I bet you do mount them.
Oh my god. Ooh, ouch.
Yay.
Natural 1.
God.
Ooh.
Mandardus, 19 you said?
Yeah.
Alright.
Signet was 20. 20.
Yeah, for the sake of brevity, your
I mean,
pets and
so
familiars,
is Jack, yeah.
your pets and familiars go on your turn. 20 for Signa?
Yes.
Alright, who am I missing? I am Thrices, Blanton, Okara, Joe, Mandardus, Signa. Grim's not here, so all I gotta do is roll for the Giants. Ooh, natural 20, but they have a minus 1.
Like a 26 or something.
So 19. So with that, Signa, you're up first. You and Jack rouses you from your like essentially slackness, and you draw your weapons, and you're I believe there at the bottom of the cart. So if you want Jack to go first, he can, but he just goes on your initiative.
Okay. I'm actually gonna have like Jack try stealth and then try and like get behind the boxes. So,
Alright, roll stealth for Jack.
Fuck. 8.
8? Not a problem. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. So now, okay, so that's Jack. He made a stealth check. That's as his action. So it's still your turn.
Oof. I mean, I can't really get fucking anywhere. I can actually get right there. So I'm gonna move. God damn it. Here. And then I'm going to throw my javelin.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to remember. So I'm gonna try and go for this first guy. And say in prison, and that's just the regular attack roll, correct?
Yeah, just a regular attack roll. I have to make I believe it is a strength saving throw for the giant.
Yeah, +1 bonus to attack and damage roll. Let's see. 6, so 17.
17 hits, so roll damage. As I roll a strength saving throw for the giant, I believe the DC is
5, so that's 8 damage.
8 damage. So 8 damage to the giant. So, all right, 8 damage done. Can you guys see the health bars? Yeah, you can. So what's the DC for the javelin? I believe it's 13.
No, it's for entangle or whatever. Hold on. DC. A creature restrained by to make a strength check is spelled.
Oh, I didn't write down the DC. I should.
A creature in the area who casts a spell must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained. So, is it my DC?
It should say on it.
Oh, yeah, the DC for this is 13.
Okay, so it rolled at 14.
Gotcha.
So you all watch as like Thrices or Signa pulls out this javelin, whispers something into it, and throws it. This javelin made of bone. It pierces the hide of the giant, and you watch as like the bone. You watch as like from the point of impact, these long feelers of bone and enamel start to try and wrap around its body. But the giant lets out this large and flexes its muscle and sort of fat-like body and snaps the javelin. The bones of the javelin off. It's still there. It clatters to the ground, but the imprisonment didn't work. You still have an extra attack, so you can throw a normal javelin.
I'm gonna throw Hugh.
All right, so you take your Hugh and toss it.
18 plus what's 7 to hit? So 18 and 7, 25.
25 hits. Roll damage.
Gotcha. 1d10 plus 4. And a DMD10. Hold up.
So you dual-handed throwed that.
1, so 5. Yeah.
5. Okay, so 90. Alright. Alright, that's your turn.
And as a
No.
bonus action, I pet Jack.
You what? You pet Jack. Oh, okay. That works. That works totally. It's now the Hill Giant's turn. Since this one was hit by you, he's going to reach down, and you all watch as he like reaches up towards like the side face of one of the hills, just grabs it and like pulls as you watch a big segment of the hill get pulled off, and now he has this massive rock boulder in his hand. You're like, oh, and he throws it directly at you, Signa.
Interesting.
Does an 18 hit?
No.
No, it doesn't.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I mean, you could be wearing. Oh, 17. That's
You
a
could be me with a 19 AC.
You watch as
Could it be you?
you watch as the rock goes spiraling through the air, and you look at it, and it slams in your chest with a heavy impact. You let out this large as you take 25 points of bludgeoning damage.
Holy
fuck.
shit!
I gotta do math.
Don't forget you have your healing potions. Just throwing that out
And-
there.
I believe the speed of a giant is 40, so he's going to move into melee with you. But he already used his action to throw, but so he's now in there. This one,
Don't come closer. Don't. Oh, fuck.
You said it was 25? Yeah, you get it.
none of you have hit him yet, so he's just gonna go from a range. Let's see, how many people are there? There's the goat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's roll a 6. Let's roll a d6 to see who he hits with this rock, or who he aims for. I mean to say. All right.
The goat. The goat. No.
So, Blanton, does a 15 hit?
Does not hit.
You watch as this other giant does a very similar thing, reaches up, picks up this massive boulder and throws it. But as you all watch Signa take a similar blow before, you get ready your warhammer and channel a divine strike through it. This is just roleplay style. You don't actually use a divine smite, but you channel your magic through it and you swing upwards and break the boulder and like causes it to shatter and cement around you, and you like. And you look as like all the chunks fall around you, like if that would have hit, that would have hurt. Mandartis, you're up.
I am going to cast Fireball. Right there, I believe, is just out of range of everybody except for the 2 hill giants.
All right.
And it is a dexterity saving throw for them.
Kapoof.
And in order to cast it, I have to flip them off.
So you watch as like you take your staff and you focus on that diamond, that tip point of the diamond, and you watch as a very familiar spinning orb of fire looses out, and you all think to yourself, "Oh, he's casting chromatic orb like he does." But then all of a sudden, it falls down to the ground and then detonates in this large waft of fire. So as you roll damage, also roll me a d20.
Damage. See, 18 plus 5 is 23, plus 3, 26, 28, 30, 32 damage.
32 damage. What's the DC?
14.
14. Ooh, not with a. They rolled 14 on the die, but they have a -1 to dexterity, so they take full damage. Oh, actually, one of them does. What about the other one? Oh, the other one rolled a 15, so he ends up saving. So this one takes full. This one takes half.
And
So what's the damage?
It was 32 for full and 16 for half.
All right, so this one takes 16.
And I rolled a 15 on the d20.
All right, you're fine. Bleh. Oh wait, nope, that's not. That's too low. That's how much he lost. And this one. Oof, 32. That's a lot of. It's a good bit of HP chopped away. Fireball's a bitch of a spell, let me tell you.
Yes.
That is your action?
Kapoof.
And oh no, that requires an action. And oh, fuck. I'm going. Wait, Signa. Are you wearing armor?
Yeah.
Who in the party is not wearing armor? Hello? Hello?
And there he is.
There we go.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah. Who's not wearing armor?
Only you. Everyone else is wearing armor of some kind.
Thought I was wearing. Okay.
No, as a sorcerer, you don't have any proficiency in armor. You have mage armor.
Shit. I thought I got that as an elf. Okay.
No, you got proficiency in
With
short
what?
swords, long swords, short bows, and long
that's right.
bows.
That's right. That's right. I'm good with my turn. So.
And I mean, did you cast? I assume you didn't say you cast mage armor before this fight, but I assume you did.
No. Oh, okay.
Well, did you or?
No, I didn't.
Okay, well then.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Yeah.
Gotta remember to mark these things. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was Mandardus' turn. Blanton, you're up.
All right, so I'm gonna move over next to this guy,
Not a problem.
and I'm just gonna take a swing at it with my warhammer.
All right, roll to attack. 13 hits. So 6 points of damage.
And divine smite.
Divine Smite, Sneak Attack, some of the most broken things in this game, and I have a party with both of them.
Oh, you're gonna roll a d8, right? Or 2d8.
2d8, yes. 13, oof.
And I get my extra attack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use my warhammer again.
If you're using the versatile, you don't get the benefit of your shield, might I add.
Oh, did I click the I did click the versatile. Well, they have the same
And you don't...
stat.
Why?
Actually,
No, the... Oh, they do? Oh,
no, the other one
did
does
that-
actually more damage. It does 1d10 plus 3 instead of 1d8.
Yeah, the versatile should be doing 1d10. I don't know why it rolled a d8, because I'm hovering over it and it says d8. Okay, so since it rolled a d8, we can say it was one-handed. Let me fix your versatile weapon real quick.
Like a backwards, I guess. This is weird.
Warhammer versatile, 1d10. What's the other one? Warhammer. Oh, I wonder why the versatile is a d8 and this is a d10. I guess that's weird. Well, here, I'll just move versatile, just move the name versatile over to the other one and keep it the same.
Yeah, that'll work.
That was weird. It happens. As weird stuff happens all the time. But anyway, okay, since it rolled a d8, you still have the use of your shield. Anyway, go ahead, swing again with your warhammer. Ooh, 18, 11 damage. That hits.
And another divine smite.
All right.
There we go.
Oof, not bad. All right. That is Blanton's turn. Okara, you're up.
I am going to aim at the guy who has almost full health with the farther one.
So that's
I'm going to use my poison arrow.
Okay, so that is one application of poison arrow. or one of your poison arrows. So roll to attack with advantage because of aim. $16 hits. So roll sneak attack and 2d4 poison damage. He needs to roll a Constitution save. I believe the DC. Are you using your normal serpent venom?
Yes.
The DC is 10, which he makes, but so he only takes half. So roll 2d4 for the serpent. Minus. $90 minus sneak attack minus half. All right. So he takes that much damage.
And then I'm going to go and try and hide behind the cart.
You can't. You can't.
Can't? Okay.
Aim was your bonus action.
Oh, okay.
And you can so the aim gives you advantage, but like what's I'm looking for? Roleplay wise, like you're it's like lining up a shot. So when you use your aim, you can't move, and it takes your bonus action, so you're stuck there.
Okay.
Anyway, so it's like I said, it's like taking the time to sit there and line up the perfect shot. Thrices, you're
Gotcha.
up.
Hang on, I'm trying to figure out where I can move.
You have 30 feet of movement. You can move just anywhere there within 30 feet or behind.
So I'm gonna move there, and then I will.
Oh, Spirit Guardians. The 3rd level spells are coming out.
What do they look like?
Yeah, what do your Spirit Guardians look like? I mean, if we want to base them off of your god, they'll probably look like wolves.
They're like spirits of like fire and light. So like I guess like fiery wolves.
Yeah, not a problem. Let's see here. I'm trying to get a magical effect. Here, let me. I don't know if I have. I need a ruler. I have merger. You get both of them because there is a way to cast 15 feet and it gets both of them in it.
I couldn't move that close.
It's
It's on yourself.
Oh, it's on yourself. Oh, I forgot about
Yeah.
that. I'm trying to find. Oh, there it is. Perfect. Spells animated. That's not it. Animated 2. For the it's a little bit more. Oh, maybe one more expansion. There you go. If you in the center. To back. There we go. For all intents and purposes, that mist right there acts as your acts as the ruler for your spirit guardians. I assume you designate your friends as, not wanting to get hurt. So you watch as Thrices takes his mace and slams it against his shield, and there's a spark as you watch as these little sparks from the shield, from metal striking metal, land to the ground, and these little embers burn brightly until they take on the forms of fiery wolves that just take up positions around Thrices and growling and snapping with the crackling of flame. Josephine, you're up.
Okie dokie.
When you designate an affected creature's speed is halved in his area, and the creature enters the area for the first time, so technically he's entering his area for the first time when he casts a spell, so he needs to make a wisdom saving throw. Anyway, Killon, keep taking your turn.
Okay, so we're unaffected by the spirit guardians, right?
Yes, he designated. I assume he designated you as not.
Be nice. It's a possibility. Okay, let's see. So I am going to move. No, come on. We're gonna move. Why aren't you moving? Come on. Gucci. There we go. Okay, I think that's where I want to be. Oh, yeah. So I want to get here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to turn around and wink at the party. Stomp my foot like they do in Avatar, like when the Earthbenders stomp their foot right before they launch.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to... Well, if my thingy would... Ta-da. I'm going to cast Thunderwave. Fuck.
Oof. But you all watch as Jo does exactly that. She stomps her foot, and then a large thoom of energy bursts through, and it is a Constitution save. These guys got pretty good Constitution.
Man, that sucks.
But fails of a natural 1, so he takes 2 points of thunder damage and gets knocked back 10 feet. So, there you go.
Sweet.
So what do you do? Do you do anything as a bonus action?
What can I do for a bonus action?
You can rage.
Let's see.
And I think that's about it.
I was gonna say I can't use the storm aura unless I'm raging, right?
Storm aura is only when you're raging.
All right, yeah, we'll go ahead and rage.
All right. So
rage.
The frustration of the minor amount of damage causes you to. You let your barbarian blood flow through you again, and you watch as the storm lightning wrap around you. You can't cast spells while raging. Keep that in mind.
Yes. No, I know. That's why
Signa.
I did that first.
You're up. Yeah, not a problem. Signa, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna. How far is he right now? That's 10 feet. I'm gonna have 5, 10 feet.
Oh, you want Jack to do his pounce ability?
Yeah.
Not a problem.
So I'm gonna move him out far enough. He's got 40, so I'm gonna move him out far enough to where he can get the 20 to start his mouth attack.
Not a problem. He'll end within range of him, but Jack can do that.
So do just a normal attack roll?
Yeah, normal attack roll, and I believe should the pounce hit, he does extra damage.
Do I get? Is there a plus to his attack roll?
Yeah, it's automatically. It's a +4 to hit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I forgot you're using physical dice.
Damn. 10.
10 does not hit, unfortunately. Jack just bounces off the blubbery, muscly hide of this hill giant, and he goes sprawling on the ground and lets off this.
All right. So, because he is flanked now, I'm gonna flank. I'm gonna move. Well, I guess I would probably. if I move up with Jack, does that still count as a flanking attack? Because we're both
You have to
attacking
be. You have to be
opposite
exactly.
sides.
You have to be on the opposite side, and Jack's sort of on the opposite side with Blanton.
If I move to opposite side, so basically like right here, he would get an attack of opportunity, correct?
No, it's so long as you stay within melee.
Oh, okay. Then I am gonna move over here
Uh-huh.
so I can flank, and then for dual wield, that third attack is considered the bonus action, correct?
Yes, that is correct. Because you have extra
Okay.
attacks, so you now essentially have 3 attacks.
Then I'm just gonna do my 2 attacks with my I'll go ahead and have the cold iron sword in my main hand.
Uh-huh.
So I'll do first one.
Multiple attack.
5, 7, 12, 13.
13
No,
just
12.
12?
12, yeah.
12
7
just-
spot.
12 just barely misses as you break your like the new sword's weight is kind of awkward in your hand as you swing and just manage like you catch the ogre like you catch the ogres that giant's club instead of his body.
All right. So.
Second attack.
God damn it! Fucking miss with that one too. All right. So that's a 3 plus 7, so a 10.
10 that also misses.
All right. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do second wind, so I can take. Actually, I probably don't have enough to kill him with one good hit. So yeah, I'll do a second wind.
1d10 plus your fighter level. now-
14.
Go ahead, recover that much HP. It is now the Hill Giant's turn. The one that is in the Fire Wolves vicinity needs to make another Wisdom save as he takes another, I believe it's 3d8 radiant damage from you, Thrysus.
Most indeedly.
He makes this. Oh, actually, no. Your DC is 16 because you went up in proficiency. So he misses the save. Rolled a natural 16, but has a -1 to Wisdom.
Cause he a dumbass.
Hill Giants, not known for their intelligence. So we'll go ahead and roll 3d8. Ooh, he is not looking good. But considered he's surrounded, he's gonna freak out and aim for the guy that hit him the most last turn. With his great club. Alright, does a 20 hit, Manton?
Yes.
Alright, you take 20 points of bludgeoning damage as you get hit with one strong strike from the great club, and he's gonna swing again for a second time at you. A natural 20. So you 20 points of damage the first time, and oh boy.
Oh boy.
The second one is 43 points of damage.
Big fucking.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm out.
All right, that's 0 HP. You're unconscious. He didn't do enough to outright kill you, but you're currently unconscious.
It's okay. Did you see the sidebar? Did you see the whisper I sent you?
Oh, it was in DMs. I was looking in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Somehow. What do you mean? What happened?
Look at my character sheet.
Did you? When did this happen?
Just happened. I was trying to see what abilities I had for the damn goat.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
Yeah.
God, when did? Oh boy, when did? All right, we're gonna have to get back to this. This is gonna be something we're gonna have to talk about, fix later.
Yeah.
Oh no. How did this happen?
I have no clue. I looked it up in the compendium and was reading the thing, and all of a sudden my character sheet went blippity blip, and it turned me into a giant goat.
Oh no. You must have dragged it by accident.
You're a giant goat now.
Oh my god.
I need to fix. We're probably gonna have to like make you an entirely new character sheet.
That's okay. I think I've got a version of it saved. Anyway, carry on.
Anyway.
But I can attack
it's-
with Nesbert, right?
Yeah, Nesbert can attack. He's on your turn.
Okay.
This giant, however, is going to take a rock and toss it towards the individual that made a giant fireball. Does a 14 hit, Mendardus? Mendardus?
I just realized my mic was muted. I cast shield, and that raises as a
Yeah,
reaction.
you cast shield, and you manage to stop and lift the boulder up and over your head.
And
Speaking of which, it is now your turn.
because he threw this giant rock at me, I am going to cast Chaos Bolt at 2nd level and Twin Spell to go ahead and finish off the other hill giant.
All right, roll your attacks. Also roll a d20.
For the first one, fuck words. That's a 10, so yeah, no.
10 misses. You can never hit with this spell.
Tides of Chaos. Fuck it.
Oh, okay.
13.
13 just barely hits.
Oh, thank God.
So roll damage.
I'll roll down. That's at 2nd level. That is 3d8.
Mhm.
Ooh, I got. Uh oh. What's the doubles? What's the doubles?
Doubles. Oh, it pings off and hits someone else nearer. So you have to roll again. You have to roll to attack again. But anyway, so
For this, okay. So we'll do for the ping real quick. For damage, it was 7 damage. Sorry.
ooh, whoops.
But
7 damage.
it will be fire damage.
Hey, pings the bolt hits him, and then all of a sudden it like you all watch as it like sort of like does this sort of like spinny ricochet effect and swirls off to hit the other giant. So roll to attack.
Natural 20.
Oh, okay.
So that's 3d8 plus and doubled, right?
Yeah, so 6d8.
Alright, well, let's roll 68. It doesn't ping again, does it?
It really you need to like differentiate the 2d8 that you roll for damage and the rest of the d8.
Okay, so I won't do that then because I didn't. So for the ping damage, 5, 10, 16, 19, 20, 22.
22. But kind of gratuitous because you twinned it and the second spell goes because the first
Right.
spell killed it. But essentially, for the rule of cool, you will watch as he shoots off 2 of these chaos bolts, and as one hits the first giant and it ricochets, and you'll watch as these 2 chaos bolts meet, one in front of one of the giant's chest and one of the giant's back, and sort of they bore together to make this singular hole meeting in the center, burning through and just burning away at the giant's chest.
Oh, and I need
That's
to roll
one
a
giant
d20.
dead.
I need to roll a d20 for you.
Boop. Blanton, I need you to roll me a d20.
For my d20, it was a 1.
All right, 17. So you have 1 success. That's your turn. Okara, you're up. You've watched.
Oh, wait. Nesbert, right?
I mean, if you want him to attack.
Oh,
Well-
I guess I can't control him because I'm down. So never mind.
For the d20 you wanted me to roll, it was a natural 1.
Oh, sweet. Go ahead and roll wild magic.
I don't wanna.
So roll another d20.
19.
Oh,
That's.
It's just it's just a nuisance. Fuck.
Oh.
I thought that was the other spectrum. Go ahead,
Alright.
roll a D100. $57. You lose proficiency on all skill checks for 1 minute.
Okay.
So I have to make you do a skill check throughout this battle. You do not have proficiency with it.
Yay. Yeah, that's all I had.
All right. So okay, Okara, you're up. You've watched Blanton just fall, take 2 heavy hits from one of the hill giants, and just now he's unconscious.
I'm gonna go ahead and shoot the hill giant with my bow.
Go ahead, roll to attack. Just a normal shot then.
Yeah.
You have advantage on.
Oh, shoot. I do it again. I keep forgetting that.
15 hits, 10 damage. There's no sneak attack, but he takes it.
Okay, and then I'm gonna go.
And run off the map. So if you want to use your bonus action to hide, you can.
Yeah, I do.
Alright, roll that, and Thrysis, you're up. Hart, you there?
I am.
Oh, there you are. Okay, I thought you. It's your turn.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
No problem. So what do you do?
Well, if it'll work.
Are you trying to cast
Did it work?
something?
I was trying to.
It's probably lagging. Internet. What you cast?
Maybe.
Oh, there it is. Cure wounds. Oh, I assume you do it on Blanton.
Absolutely.
All right. So why does it keep resetting your health? You are at 11 HP. So
All
Blanton, you wake up as Thrysis leans down, puts his hands on you, and you hear the soft howl of a wolf as you awaken.
Thank
Your
you.
head absolutely ringing.
I yelled, "Thank God you're okay!" And
You also see the spirit guardians of Thrysis like running about, these fire wolves just pouncing around, and one actually pounces on top of you and uses your body as a pedestal to bound off, but since he designated you as not a person, it doesn't set you on fire. Josephine, you're up. Oh, unless there's any bonus action you want to do, Thrysis. I don't think you have any.
No, I'm good.
Okay, Josephine, you're up. You're currently raging.
I am raging. Alright.
She mad. Oh, shit.
You dead, sir. You dead. Alright.
kick
I
its ass.
will move up to him and going to take a lovely old swing. Because
Old-fashioned.
why not? I'll just beat the crap. If I'm close to him, he can't throw shit at me.
All right. You think that?
Damn it.
All right. So
It's like
38
the
points.
shit of the beach.
38 points of slashing 11 points of slashing damage, and it needs to make a dexterity save against your lightning.
A plus 3.
No, 38 points of slashing damage sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I'm good with that one. Why does my shit keep cutting out? Sorry to the video, I'm having technical difficulties here with Discord tonight.
It
There it goes.
actually. So I'm gonna run from where I'm at and go to pounce with Jack.
Jack's coming into pounce too. Go ahead. So roll
16.
16 hits. So roll Jack's damage.
Finally, what is the damage for that? Bite, plus 4. Each hit. 1d6 plus 2.
Actually, I think I might be able to fix Blanton. Oh, there it fixed. You fixed it.
7.
Nice.
I did.
Your armor class is still messed up, but it's there.
Yeah, it should be 18 instead of 11.
There's still.
Bravo.
How much damage?
7.
7, and he needs to make a strength saving throw against
12.
Jack's 12. We'll see what happens. With a natural 5? No, it doesn't. So you all watch as Jack, this tiny lynx, comes bounding up, uses Joe's back as a springboard, and pounces up and slams directly into the giant's face and starts biting, clawing, and ripping. And the giant, screaming as he reaches up to pull Jack off of him, falls prone flat on his back.
Yeah.
Any attacks done within 5 feet of a prone creature have advantage.
Ooh, nice. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and unleash. I'm gonna longsword, axe, longsword.
Not a problem. Roll to attack. Roll those 3 attacks.
60%. 23 for the first one.
23 hits. Oh yeah, Jack.
D8. 8 plus 4, so that's 12 plus 16 for that first one.
Uh-huh.
All right, so second attack with Hugh. 22.
22 hits. Roll damage.
9.
9 points of damage. Nice.
And then. Ooh. 19. So that's a crit.
It's a crit. You don't even roll damage. I mean, if you want to see how much you get.
Yes.
But how would you like to do this?
30. What it says 3 plus
So
4,
then
so that's 7. 7 plus 4 is 11. So that's 18 plus. Ooh, nice. 22.
22 points of damage. So describe your kill as Jack has just pounced this giant onto its back, and you come in to do the coup de grace.
Oh man, I want to tag team with Jack, but I don't really know how. Like, got something fit. Fuck it. Get my long sword. He's already down, so wherever he's not biting, I come up and I'm assuming the ogre is like snarling in pain, and I just ram my sword through its mouth.
You all
down
watch.
through the ground.
You all watch in open jaw, like shock as Jack, this tiny little lynx, has knocked this giant flat onto its ass, and eventually, you all watch as Signa comes in towards its prone body, and Jack.
I just get my long sword. He's already down, so.
Yeah. Oh, is that okay?
That was a delay.
That was the delay. Signa comes in, axe and sword drawn, and Jack, feeling his master coming in from behind him, pounces, like does a little sidestep off, and with 1, 2, 3 consecutive slashes to the throat, he manages to sever the head of the giant off and stands there over its dead body as it's struggling, goes limp as he dies.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Now that the fight's done, I'm gonna walk over to Blanton and use the
And I just ran my sword through its mouth and down through.
and use the second healing or one of the healing potions I have and pour it down his throat without its blessing.
Actually, wait. So, yeah, never mind. Go ahead. I was gonna say save your potion. I can touch myself.
Well, I've got 2 of them.
Oh, you can.
Oh, I can.
Well,
Oh, that's a little better.
But thank you. We may need those later.
All right then.
and here, post-fight, as you all pick yourselves up and dust yourself off from fighting 2 giants, is where we will end for tonight.
Woohoo. I'm gonna run over and pet Jax. Good job. Good boy.
Yeah.
We were at what, 6,500?
Yeah, we're at 7,000 even.
Okay.
Mine was still at 3,500 because I've been.
I hope you all enjoyed today's session.
Of course. And there goes Discord again. Sorry, guys. I don't know what. Hello? Hello? Well, sorry for the technical difficulties, but see you guys next week.